What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus package update and daily news report for Sunday, January 16th. So today we're going to discuss broken promises. I'm going to give you an update on the stimulus package, but we need to talk about how 2021 essentially was a failed year for the Biden administration. I'm also going to give you some predictions based on what experts are saying will happen in 2022. So, here's what we are needing to discuss. The broken promises, because right now, and answer this in the comment section below, are you frustrated simply due to the fact that many lawmakers have promised a handful of things but have delivered on very few? Right now, millions of Americans are extremely upset because the Democrats are providing empty promises. This includes things like President Biden, when he promised student loan forgiveness. It hasn't happened. When he talked about $200 a month to Social Security beneficiaries. Hasn't happened. This also includes promises from progressives. They included promises for paid leave, free community college, Medicare for all, cheaper prescription medications, extending the child tax credit payments, and even stimulus checks. We have seen all these things from progressives. This also includes promises from moderate Democrats as well. They promised that we would see a vote on the Build Back Better Act once progressives helped them pass the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. Well, progressives came to their aid, voted for that bill, just to turn around to see that Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema said, no, we will not vote for that $1.75 trillion infrastructure bill, or American Rescue Plan, or American Family Plan, or whatever you want to call it, right? Stimulus package. Not going to do that. But overall, the problem is the same thing. We continue to see lawmakers overpromise and underdeliver. And that's very, very tough for Americans, because the American people at this time need certainty. Going through this pandemic, going through a time of almost 2 years where we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know if there's going to be another variant that pops up. We don't know if there'll be another mandate for masks and vaccines and other things, right? The American people need certainty, and right now we're just not getting it. But here's what I can tell you. One thing that was guaranteed for the last 6 months, and I want to bring this up because lawmakers are talking about more guarantees, more certainty, stability. And something that didn't go through yesterday was those $250 to $300 per month child tax credit payments. Whether you get these or not doesn't matter. Right now, nobody's getting them. But economists believe that this lapse in payments could quickly reverse our recent gains in food security and household stability. Again, the word comes back. Stability, consistency, guarantees. This is what lawmakers want. Mainly Democrats. Republicans, they want certainty as well, because one thing that the markets do not like is uncertainty. That's what we do not like. If you are trading in the markets, you do not like uncertainty. It's great that if you buy low enough and then some certainty comes in, well, there we go. We ride it back up. But here's what we know. Economists are saying that these provisions slashed child poverty rates by 30%. This reduced food hardships to lower income households. But they also say, and many people have said this bill wasn't targeted enough. And too many families making over $400,000 a year were getting these payments. Now, here's what we know. Lawmakers want to change this bill. They don't want to just extend it, because extending the bill, which was originally passed, is not what they want. They want it to be more targeted. They want it to be very specific. And I said this the other day as well. What we're seeing is lawmakers are trying to propose, provisions and additional stimulus to certain pockets of groups within the United States. Now, I know these payments don't help those that don't have children, but here's the reason why this is so important. This provides certainty, a guaranteed income, because the Biden administration has been adamant on helping lower income earners through this tough time. Now, this is just one of the promises that they weren't able to keep, but they are still working on it. Okay? So the update as of today is they want to see certainty. They want to see guaranteed income or somewhat stimulus. But how do they pass it? That's the question. And we don't know. I don't have the answer for you because honestly, lawmakers, Congress does not have the answer either. Now, another promise that was made by President Biden. He would bring stability and bipartisanship back to Washington. Stability. Okay? This means certainty, a guarantee, right? Everything's pretty even keel. That's what he was trying to get back to. That hasn't happened. Definitely has not happened. But this, according to some, is they're saying this is probably why his approval rating keeps on falling. Just to give you an idea, President Biden's current approval rating is just 33%. It's pretty low. It's 34% on how he's handled the economy. It's 35% on foreign policy. And it's 39% on how he's handled this pandemic. His overall ratings have declined. And actually, the most that they've declined is actually from independent voters and Latinos. Guess what? Independent voters, they didn't get a check for their child tax credit payments. Okay? We're seeing Latinos, they're not getting, pretty much recognized. We're seeing the issues still down at the border. We're seeing issues with, immigration reform. Nothing's happened there. So right now, the big worry from Democrats is, well, if President Biden's approval rating keeps on falling, it's actually going to hurt their party in the midterm elections. So we're going to see what happens. But what I can tell you right now is Democrats have to do more, especially if they want to keep the majority in the House and the Senate. Right now, things are looking very iffy, and it will most likely flip to a Republican majority in the House and the Senate after this midterm election. So we'll see what happens there. Let's get into what experts are actually predicting for 2022. What they're saying is we will continue to see housing prices go up in value, but the speed of which the prices actually increase are definitely going to slow down. So we're going to see values go up. The only difference is instead of them going straight up, we're going to see them slowly go up, right? That's the difference. But they say that this is all due to the fact that we're not seeing millions of evictions or foreclosures. So that plays a major role in this as well. We're going to see more houses go on the market, which is going to help ease the buying pressure, right? But at the same time, you're going to be paying more than you did last year. And last year you paid more than you did in 2020. And 2020 you paid more than you did in 2019. So it's going to continue to rise. They also say we're easily going to see inflation go up over 7%, which it currently is. It will go up over 7% before it falls slowly down sometime during the middle of the year. They also say price increases will likely continue on gas, houses, and used cars and trucks. That's where we're going to see the prices continue to go up. On travel, hospitality, airlines, that's going to go up as well. Because once we slowly get out of this surge of Omicron, people are going to want to travel, go on vacation, do things that they used to do. So we'll see what happens there. Experts also predict millions more people are going to quit their jobs. And this will likely turn into a massive wage increase across the board, which will be good for many industries, but some say this could ultimately hurt small businesses. So we'll see what goes on with that. But as I know more there, I promise I will fill you in on that news and those updates as soon as we get them. Let's talk about some COVID news. Now with the 7-day average Of over 800,000 COVID cases, Congress is actually looking at ways to provide additional COVID relief. What we know is we will likely see further funding that will go to testing, tracing, and vaccine distribution. This is at least according to the White House. But here's the thing. They also say we need to get additional funding to restaurants and small businesses as well. But here's where things get interesting. Some say that we need to provide additional funding to the groups that didn't get much help in the previous rounds of funding. Now, restaurants got some additional help, so did small businesses. But some of the places where we didn't see a lot was in gyms. That was a big one. Movie theaters got some as well. But some say that we need to provide more funding to those groups so that we can have pretty much an overall, kind of layer or foundation of who received funding. So, who knows what's going to happen here, but over the next couple of weeks, we should have a little bit more insight as to where lawmakers are actually looking to provide additional relief. So, we'll see what goes on there. We also know earlier this week, President Biden said insurance companies will now be required to reimburse you for at-home rapid COVID tests up to 8 per month. Now, this new policy actually went into effect yesterday on Saturday, but now insurance companies are saying that this could actually take weeks or possibly months to set up a system where they will be able to cover these at-home COVID tests. So what you need to understand is just because, let's say you bought one today or tomorrow or yesterday, whatever, right? Just because you bought an at-home COVID test doesn't mean you'll be able to get the money reimbursed to you very quickly. It could take a month, 2 months, even 3 months to even get this money back. So you just have to be patient. Now, in Austria, they're actually imposing fines for people that are not vaccinated. If you are a resident of Austria, an adult, and you are not vaccinated, you could potentially be fined as much as 3,600 euros, which actually comes out to $4,108. Now, in the US, I do not believe that we will go that far to encourage a vaccine by penalizing residents that are not vaccinated. I think that wouldn't be the right thing to do, but this doesn't mean other countries won't. So, my advice to you is if you're considering traveling anytime soon to a country outside the United States, look into whether or not they will require a vaccine. Some countries will, and if they do, you're going to have to provide a vaccine card just to enter. So, just keep that in mind, but that is what we know as of today. So, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor. Go ahead, hit that like button. Also, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.